I want to make this very clear. I would be good at this. Now, I'm not saying I would win, but I have lost a ton of weight this past year, and my favorite thing to do is walk. I love walking. I do. I know everyone hates cardio. I'm that guy. I like cardio. So I really feel like I think I might win this competition. The Long Walk stars Cooper Hoffman and is about a group of teenage boys compete in an annual contest known as the Long Walk, where they must maintain a certain walking speed or get shot. From director Francis Lawrence, the man that brought you a couple Hunger Games movies, we're talking The Long Walk. Now, before continuing this review, I'd like to make this very clear. I have read the book. I read it my sophomore year of high school, so it has been about 9 years since I've read this book, so I don't remember everything from the book, but when the movie started and certain things happened, I was like, oh, I remember that, especially when they started saying their character's name right away. So this is coming from someone who has read the book, but it's been a while, so making that clear before I continue this review. But from the trailers, this movie looked pretty damn good, okay? I really like this story, and again, I read the book, so it comes from Stephen King, and this is technically his first story/novel, but it wasn't his first story to get published. That was Carrie. But this was his first story. This was the first one, and when it got published, he didn't even use his real name in Stephen King. So this movie isn't going to feel exactly like Stephen King, even though it is grouped as a horror movie, and it is pretty horrific in some scenes, but I'm just letting you know, don't go in this movie scared. This is one of Stephen King's movies where it's like dramatic, intense, and when I mean dramatic, when I left this theater, there was literally at least 5 people ugly crying, and I was like, damn, it really hit them. But again, coming from a person that read the book, I knew a lot of what was going to happen in this movie because this movie is a tearjerker. I mean, it is basically 50 boys who are put on this long stretch of road for hundreds of miles, and the last one standing wins a prize. Now, there are changes in this movie compared to the book. Biggest thing is in the book, it's 100 guys. In this movie, it's 50. They also change it. The book was 4 miles per hour. In the movie, it's 3 miles per hour. And there are some other changes that we'll get into. But, of course, starting with the positives, Francis Lawrence, there's a reason why the guy who did the best Hunger Game movie with Catching Fire did this movie, because he knows how to take dramatic beats of a character and give you enough emotion and character arc that audience members can connect with, and the actors really get to play with their characters, where the audiences really buy this story and you buy these guys becoming friends, wanting to survive. But in the back of your head, you always remember only one can walk away from this competition. So the whole movie is just dreadful because you love these guys. And honestly, Cooper Hoffman and David Johnson are fantastic in this movie. David Johnson, we already knew he was great from Alien. He is so good in this movie. He is such a different character arc from what he was in Alien. He's got a bright future ahead of him. Obviously, Cooper Hoffman comes from a really good man of Philip Seymour Hoffman, rest in peace, but Cooper Hoffman, he does a really freaking good job. I really liked him as the main lead. There are character things about him that they changed from the book I didn't love, I will say that, but with this character, I enjoyed watching him, and you watch a bunch of his friends and people around him who are very innocent, very mean. The movie does have that thing where it's like, there's 50 guys, and about 10 of them actually get character arcs, and then the rest of 40 basically just get shot. And the movie works, I would say. For most of the time, when you have our 4 musketeers in this movie, they are so connected. But again, in the back of your head, you're like, only one of you can walk away. And there are some dreadful swelling up in your throat moments in this movie. And there's one moment I was like, damn, this is getting me. But like, it's got to do to the direction, the cinematography, and J.T. Molnar wrote the screenplay for this movie, who did Don't Worry Darling last year, which I loved. And so with this script, he does a great job giving you enough characters in these boys to where when dark moments happen, they really do hit. And Mark Hamill is our sergeant, and honestly, he's basically Joker 2.0 is what his voice is, but it worked enough for me. I will say the book did a much better job making him a scary presence. In the movie, he kind of was just there, and there's one really funny moment with Cooper Hoffman towards the end of the movie that he says to him, made my whole theater bust out laughing. I thought it was hilarious. Now, when I get more into my negatives, I'll say this. My big, movie negative, the pacing. It's like almost a 2-hour movie, and I would say there are points where the intensity really does hit, but then at points when it's slowing down, the pacing can feel a little bumpy. That's honestly my biggest issue. I love the score, the performances, the cinematography, the production. All of it felt really truthful to the book and what it was trying to convey. Now, this is where the criticisms get a little wonky because I read the book. So if you have nothing else to really hear from me about the movie itself, then you could stop the video, because everything else from on out is me criticizing it because of the book. Biggest thing, there are character arcs from our main character. They completely change, and I thought the book did it way better. And without spoiling it, our main character in the book is married. In this movie, it's the mom, which I will say, I think it's Julia Gardner. What is her name? I forget her name. What is her name? Her name is so coming to me. I forget. I think Judy Greer. She was fantastic in this movie. And the whole development of his father, that is from the book, if I can remember. But his motivational stuff that he's doing this walk for, very different from what the book is doing, or character-wise. And then the ending. If you've read the book, the ending is not, it might piss you off. It didn't piss me off, but it is different from the book in a way. The final shot in this movie, that's the book. But everything before that, there's a lot of changes. And to me, it didn't work because it kind of felt so fast-paced. And in the book, it's different. It's different in how things go down. And I thought the book did it way better. And the movie, to me, it felt clunky. But that might sound different from a person who hasn't read the book. They might see this movie and be like, I didn't think the ending was clunky. That felt dramatic and an ending that felt impactful to them. But my mindset is, all right, this is where it's going to end, and this is how it's going to end. The movie does something different. I'm like, okay, I'm cool with that. But I don't like that you did that, and that, because that's how the book was. So that's how I'm going to criticize this movie. So that's what I'm saying is, people who haven't read the book might enjoy the ending more than me. Me, personally, I thought it just didn't work. I thought the book did it way better. You've heard that quote many times before. And one more thing. There is a plot thing that's revealed in the end of this movie. It felt like a throwaway in the movie. In the book, it's way more impactful to characters realizing something. In the book, in the movie, it's like, oh, okay. And then it kind of never impacts the story. In the book, it's like, damn. So, again, I'm criticizing it because I've read the book. So I sound so like that person. It wasn't in the book. They changed it from the book. I sound like that person. But I just have to be honest, okay? So, in the end, strong performances, strong direction, really good score. There are some dramatic, intense, bloody scenes in this movie. People cried in my theater tonight. I personally did it. But there was a moment I was like, damn, it got in my throat. I was like, they did it better in the book. But anyways, I'm just letting you know, it's a good movie. I'm going to give The Long Walk a B. So if you go see this movie, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about it. Have you read the book? Have you not read the book? I want to hear the comparisons. If you have read the book, what did you think of the ending? What did you think of the changes? I would love to know all that kind of stuff. But before I go, I just want to say this. Hug your loved ones. These past few days have sucked in America. I just want to say that. Please hug your loved ones. You are always allowed to say your opinions, and your voice can be heard. Just make sure you love your loved ones, and make sure you always look to the future that things can get brighter. But right now, it's not bright. Just want to say that. So, anyway, guys, get through this movie review. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye, everybody.